We often feel as though we are in control of our minds, steering according to our conscious intentions. However, with a bit of reflection, it becomes clear that in many cases, we are simply following an internal navigation system beyond our full understanding. We only see the display screen atop a highly complex software, running on even more intricate hardware. If we do not learn how this system operates, where it is headed, and how to override it when it misguides us, we risk wandering aimlessly through life, possibly ending up somewhere dull at best or disastrous at worst. Carl Jung, a 20th century Swiss psychiatrist, is among the greatest thinkers who sought to explore the mind from within and develop a comprehensive understanding of this internal navigation system from a top-down perspective. Early life Jung was born in 1875 in Kesswil, Switzerland, to a modestly poor rural pastor, Paul Jung, and his mother Emily, who was eccentric and prone to depression with reported spiritual visions. As a child, Jung was introverted and isolated, spending much time alone in imaginative play, projection, and analyzing the adults around him. Early on, he disliked school and performed poorly, sometimes even fainting to avoid classes. However, as he matured, and after his father expressed concern over his academic potential, Jung dramatically shifted focus, studying more diligently, particularly in philosophy and religious texts. After finishing secondary school, Jung chose not to follow his family's religious path and instead pursued medicine at the University of Basel. He completed his medical degree at the University of Zurich in 1902, after which he worked in a psychiatric hospital under Eugen Bleuler, a prominent psychiatrist. Later, Jung left the hospital to start a private practice. As his reputation grew, Jung became acquainted with Sigmund Freud, the well-known and controversial psychologist of the time. They met in 1907 and spoke for about 13 hours straight, quickly forming a strong friendship and professional collaboration. They traveled, lectured, analyzed each other's dreams, and discussed psychological theories. However, Freud's seniority and status created a dynamic similar to a father-son or teacher-student relationship, which later caused tension as Jung's career advanced and diverged from Freud's views. Their disagreements over core theories, Jung's more mystical approach versus Freud's scientific reductionism, and Jung's desire for independence led to their split in 1913. Following this breakup, Jung underwent a psychological crisis from about 1913 to 1918, during which he intensely introspected and conducted self-experiments exploring his unconscious. This turbulent period solidified his views and established his career as an independent psychological theorist. The Psyche Jung's main goal was to understand the psyche's nature and create theories and methods to integrate its parts into a unified whole. The psyche here refers to the individual's entire personality, thoughts, feelings, and behaviors, encompassing both conscious and unconscious aspects. The ongoing effort to unify the psyche through self-realization and becoming an authentic individual was, for Jung, life's fundamental task. As he put it, man's task is to become conscious of the contents pressing upward from the unconscious. The purpose of human existence is to kindle a light in the darkness of mere being. For Jung, the psyche consists of a dynamic interaction between conscious and unconscious realms, forming our complete personality. Most of this exists in the unconscious, beyond our direct awareness. Thus, much of who we are, our true likes, abilities, and motivations, resides in a part of the mind we do not fully access. To live authentically, individuals must make this unconscious content conscious, integrating it into their awareness, a process Jung called individuation. To explain this better, Jung divided the psyche into three main areas: consciousness, personal; unconscious and collective unconscious. Consciousness is the realm of personal awareness, where one clearly identifies with oneself. At its center is the ego, which gives a sense of identity and continuity by constructing a personal narrative. The ego's outward expression is the persona, the social mask or role an individual presents to the world. This persona often differs from the true self, shaped by what the ego considers socially acceptable rather than what is genuine. To maintain this social image, the ego filters experiences, pushing unwanted parts into the unconscious. A key insight, unique to Jung, was dividing the unconscious into two parts: personal unconscious and collective unconscious. The personal unconscious contains repressed and ignored experiences, similar to Freud's ideas. These hidden parts still influence consciousness indirectly. The collective unconscious, however, is a deeper layer containing universal elements inherited from human history, akin to biological evolution. Jung wrote, "Man has developed consciousness. Slowly and laboriously, large areas of the human mind are still shrouded in darkness. This means psychological patterns and predispositions are passed down across generations, forming a reservoir of shared memories and structures." Jung observed this in his psychiatric work and through cultural studies, noting recurring symbols and themes appearing across different cultures and eras, despite little contact between them. He called these shared psychic patterns archetypes. Archetypes form the foundation of personality by influencing cognitive tendencies. Within the unconscious, Jung identified the shadow, the sum of repressed and denied content the ego rejects. Nested within the shadow are the anima and animus, representing the suppressed feminine traits in men and masculine traits in women, respectively. Together, these structures interact dynamically, forming at the center the self, the authentic totality of conscious and unconscious. The self represents who the individual truly is, their real desires and potential. The goal of individuation is aligning the ego and persona as closely as possible with the self, leading to a fulfilling life. Whether through therapy, introspection, or personal growth, it is the individual's responsibility to pursue this path. Self-realization demands radical self-acceptance, which requires honest self-examination. Each time a person reflects on a feeling, thought, or action, they must accept what it reveals, including the uncomfortable truth that they may not be who they hope to be. Each such moment is a step deeper into the unconscious. As one descends, they confront the shadow, the hidden faults and darker sides, and must integrate rather than deny it. Ignoring the shadow only worsens problems. Jung warned, "Good does not become better by exaggeration, but worse, and a small evil becomes big through repression. The shadow is part of human nature. Only at night do no shadows exist." Awareness of one's shadow helps manage it when it surfaces unexpectedly. To solve a problem, one must first acknowledge it. Admitting one's flaws is an act of healing. Though the idea of self-acceptance and authenticity may seem simple, the actual work is challenging and arguably impossible to complete fully. Yet it remains life's most significant and difficult endeavor. Accepting flaws, weaknesses, potential faults, and unpopular qualities shakes the core of the psyche, but is essential for a complete and meaningful life. Ultimately, Jung's theories offer tools and understanding to help individuals navigate their internal system, fix its errors, and gain better control, allowing them to set their life's direction according to their true capacities and desires.